Yes, please, right over here.
Hi, my name is Michael Hamburger. I'm with the State Department's Office of Religion and Global Affairs. And for the past year or so, we've been involved in engaging with faith communities domestically and internationally on advocacy related to climate issues. And I wanted to get your impressions of the role of faith leaders and faith communities in the lead up to Paris COP21 and what their role might be in the aftermath.
The Pope gave it a big tailwind, didn't it?
It did, and that Fiat was the cutest thing. We're seeing it roll into the back of the White House. I think the role is pretty enormous. I think maybe folks in the U.S. underestimate that. We have been working at EPA at building bridges with the faith community for a few years now, particularly on climate issues, but not just exclusively. Because obviously many in the faith community see this as an opportunity for us to make sure that human beings are protecting the resources that God gave us. And they see that as a moral obligation. And I think the president has stood up and characterized it like that. And I think the Pope has clearly been a large voice on this issue, but not exclusively. People of all faiths are coming together on this issue. And in two different ways, not just the fact that we have a stewardship responsibility, but they're also recognizing really that the biggest vulnerabilities are for low-income and minority communities in the U.S. and low-income areas internationally. They are simply not prepared to take on the challenge of a changing climate, and they are generally not the ones at the table designing the strategies towards that, towards addressing it. And so it is being seen much more as a large moral obligation to address this, and their voice is going to be extraordinarily helpful. One of the things that I've realized in working on climate issues for so long is how people, the minute they hear climate, they pigeonhole it into some kind of a tree hugger issue or a polar bear issue. You know, and we've had to make, and I think this goes to Mitzi's point, we've had to make this a much more personal issue. The faith community helps us do that. It helps us do it by putting faces on it, by reminding us that we have an obligation to protect people who cannot protect themselves. They are the ones most at risk here. But the other issue is they help us design strategies that engage people. There are things that EPA is doing now to engage the faith community, and things like our Food Recovery Challenge, looking at food waste and how that reduces methane, but also allows you to organize things so that people who need food get it, and people stop wasting food. So there are wonderful ways in which you can build this in to the very things that faith communities has focused on. Water is a clear example. It is a large symbol in faith communities. And we can start engaging people with listening to the people that they most listen to and get the activities going so that this doesn't become just waiting for, you know, international solutions, but bringing different ways in which individuals can participate.
Yes, please.
Thank you.